Monday again. If anybody's actually watching these videos, you'll probably have noticed that we didn't post anything last week. Mike was out of town, and so I didn't come down here. What I did do is I worked at home on another side project to this. I'll show it to you. I was going to demo it to you, but I forgot to bring part of it. So this is just a little breadboard of the RFID tag readers. And we're looking at that as an alternate way of paying the pinball table, if you will. And you just walk up this with a card or one of those little fobs, and it would register that you've made a thing. And I've got the little RFID reader right there, and then a little microprocessor, STM32 blue pill right there, and it works really great. I got a 3-color LED there. It indicates the state. I might film a little bit more tonight after I'm done back at the house to show you how this thing works. And the other part of that was I 3D printed a little test case. Now this is not anywhere near the first product, but I just wanted to make sure that it worked through the 3D printed plastic without any problem. I have not tested that yet. As you can see, I've mounted another one of the boards in the back of that, and I will hook that up and test to make sure that this can read. When I set this up against the front of the pinball machine, I can tell that that is sticking out way too far, and will probably need actually a flat reader in order to use this. So I'll reprint this in a flat variant, and a little while later when I'm up front I'll show you what we're going to do there. But for right now, or I should say, excuse me, for today, we have a couple of simple goals. So one is to straighten up all of this wiring in here, and I'm going to be cable tying that back together. The latest variant of code that I have loaded takes care of most of the issues. Another thing we're going to do is kind of test some of that code, and we're going to look for switches that aren't making all the time and are a little sticky or something, and see if we can find anything that isn't working that is still a bug that needs to be cleaned up. So that's kind of it, mostly. I don't know if you can see back in the back there with my bright lights on me here. It's a little dark, but a lot of the furniture that we used to have in here has been moved out, and Mike is back there moving a table in. Our plan is to relocate all of our workshop and stuff into this room, so the pinball work area is going to be right over there where that table is, and the rest of the pinball machines are going to be lined up on the other side of the room here. So along with doing this, we might be transporting pinball machines and stuff. So we've got a lot of stuff on the plate for today. Anyway, we'll bring you along the way, show you what we're doing. One other thing that we are going to do is I polished up and cleaned up these side pieces, and they need to be nailed in. They look fairly good. I mean, they're as Mike says, they're not museum quality, but they are perfectly adequate for this game, and so we'll be nailing those back on. There was a lot of rippling. Something happened on this thing. I tried to smooth that out with a hammer and a lead weight, but I could not actually get it straightened out very well. But anyway, it's clean, no rust on it, and it looks really good. So we'll be hooking those up too. Well, I think the camera cut off before I finished up back in the back, so I'll take you back there and show you that in a second. But right now, we're taking a hot glue gun and these little light rings. We're just putting a light bead of hot glue in about 3 places on here, just to hold those down. Something that we can peel away if we need to. But we've had the wires push up and lift the light ring out of this thing, so maybe my next design of this will have a yeah, so that's nice and stable now. So my next design might have a little clip or something that clips those rings in there.
Attaboy.
You didn't see that. There was no slip. Problem with the flat blade. The flat blade screws a lot better on these screws, but it... Okay. We've already done that one, so we only have one more to go. You can cut it. So, there you go. It's neatened up, is about as neat as it's going to get. You saw right at the beginning as I started doing this, we took the credit wheel back out. I am going to try and get that original one working before we abandon it and go to making our own. I got the wires as neat as I can get them. We mounted a metal bracket in here to hold up these wires that go down into the bottom there. And the reason I had the hot glue gun out is because I hot glued across the top of these connectors. These connectors jiggle out really easily. The headers that I put on behind here, the pins aren't long enough on there, and so my next board that I build, I will make the pins 3 or 4 millimeters longer so that they mate with those connectors better. But anyway, we got the brackets back on here holding the relays on. We got all the wires wrapped up. And Mike, if you would do us the honor of turning the table back on, we'll see if it still works. We've taken the glass off because we were working on these. Looks promising so far. Give us a credit. Or a player, I should say, I guess. One player. You want to hit another player? Just to... That sounds absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm going to just hit the buttons to see if...
Put the 300 on. Now touch a lane.
I'm not getting that switch.
Okay.
Okay, that might be a connector. I think one of the connectors is not making good contact still. I'm sorry, I'm doing this, I'm not showing you. Let me get that back here. This isn't working, and those two aren't working, so I think the switch is canted out a little bit, and I was just testing that. That didn't work. And it's not going to reset because one of the drop targets isn't registered as down. I don't think it's back here. I think it's in there.
So you got a connector that's not seated properly.
That's what I think. Okay.
No switch there. I'm guessing that's pretty much it. That counted more than it should have.
What's it counting? Hold, hit it again.
Okay, that worked right that time. It's counting it twice, sometimes.
Interesting.
Well, no, 3 times.
So what we're getting is when we hit this switch, we're scoring. It should be scoring 300 every time it goes through there. We're getting 600 or 900 or more. Possible switch adjustment, possible software adjustment. Let's end this and see if the okay. Probably mentioned this to you guys before, but one of my intermediate fixes for this, and hopefully there's enough light you can see in here, but these little connectors have a, I can get my hand in here, they're held in place with a little black plastic strip. It's about 1.5 millimeters, maybe a mil tall, and you can peel those off actually, but they're a little hard to get to. So what I'm going to do right now is, after doing all this nice wiring, is I'm going to remove that board and I'm going to peel those things off just to get rid of these intermittent contacts with these connectors. Okay, Mike's in the back, or in the front, I guess I should say, adjusting switches right now. So I just wanted to show you guys, I got the that plastic off of there, and these switches are nice and tight, and they hold great with this size. No problem at all. I won't need to glue them. I did booger up the mask on the board a little bit, but that's cosmetic. It's not going to cause any problems. So yeah, it looks like it's working pretty good right now. Sorry for the bad lighting, but we're wrapping it up here. We spent about the last hour trying to get the buzzing out of the flipper solenoids and this gate relay with 0 success, 1% success, not much success. So we're going to try and do a little more research and see if we can find out something. But our work time is up for today, so we're calling it quits. So thanks a lot for watching.